Well, good morning, everyone. Once again, welcome to another live this morning. Hope you're having a good day, and we sure appreciate everyone coming on, and we sure like to say hello to our friends first of all. So let's say hello. And I try not to miss anyone, but I sure do. I do. Brahim, how are you, buddy? Portland, Oregon. Mike from Norland. And who's number 3? Lori, Niagara Falls. Mary from Norwich, good morning. Jeanette from our staff. Frida, how you doing? Carol, bonjour to you too. Fran from Orangeville. Jerry, Nouveau Brunswick. Yolande, how are you? And Nick from our staff. Keith, good morning. And Wendy, how are you? And Lori Lee, Ventura, California. I think I missed you, Lori, yesterday? Marlene, how are you? Elaine, good morning. And let's see now. Georgie, Halifax, Nova Scotia. She says it's beautiful there. Karen from Indianapolis. Andrea, Nouveau Brunswick, bonjour. Zian, LaSalle, Gloria, New York. And who was that? I see I missed it. Tara, Petrolia. I know where that is. Madeleine, Kippawa, Quebec. Nellie, good morning. Deb, Motown. And Debbie, Windsor. Hey, right beside each other. Debbie, 3 Debbies in a row, Nova Scotia. And I see Guylaine, how are you? John, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to miss you, Johnny. And Kevin from Oshawa, how are you, Kevin? Cecilia. And Leela, good morning to you. And see, I can't see it. Sandy, Washington State. Francis from Vaughan. Heather, Miramachi, Mira whatever. Pat, how are you? And Victoria, good morning. Janet, what will he speak of today? Yeah. Diane, Earlton, how are you? Fran, Val Karen, Doc McEwen, how are you, Doc? Good to see you on this morning. Tammy, I usually miss you. Lynn, Deb, Timmons, Sue, and Cecilia, Beverly, Nouveau Brunswick, Olive, Timmins. Timmins, well represented. Wanda, Ridgeway, Karen, Peterborough. Okay, a couple of more. Cheryl, I missed you, Cheryl. I'm sorry. Kim, there's a good buddy from Timmins. Wow, Timmins today. Vashti. Stouffville is Millica. Okay, and Kevin's saying hello to all of you. Andrea, good morning. Judy, how are you? And I miss Sue. I'm glad when you come back, and because I got a chance to see it. Carol, Dorothy, and Wendy from Aylmer. Suzanne, you know what's happened is that you don't see it, of course, but I do. Hi, Michelin and Dale. I've got a bar now that Facebook has when I'm doing live that's at the bottom here. And that takes up some space, so I don't always see those names. Anywho, okay. Today, guys, I am, let me just see if I'm going to start with a quote. I might. Because I've been reading some articles from physicians. And let me quote. I'm going to quote a couple of cardiologists, okay, this morning. These are articles I've read in the last 24 hours. Hot off the presses. Here's what a couple of cardiologists are saying, and I really appreciate where they're going. And I want to tell you guys that we're ahead of the curve here, okay? Them and us. Know those pronouns? Somebody suggested I should write a book. Them and us. But listen to a couple of cardiologists, okay? Who knows, this is one cardiologist saying, who knows how many lives would have been saved if physicians would embrace insulin resistance. Quote, who knows how many lives would have been saved if physicians would embrace insulin resistance. Now, I'm going to read to you another one. Okay? And this is another cardiologist, ones that are getting in tune, and he says this. This is a drum I beat louder. Okay? This is a drum I beat louder. Our glucose-centric paradigm of metabolic health is not working. Here's a cardiologist saying, this is a drum I beat louder. Our glucose-centric paradigm of metabolic health. Okay, so let's break down what you guys already know. And if you're new to this program, you're going to hear me talk about insulin, insulin resistance, high circulating insulin, insulin, okay? And why do I do that? Well, my expertise, okay, is in food, okay? And insulin is a food hormone, okay? Insulin's your friend until it's not, okay? How often have I said that? Insulin is your friend until it's not. And then insulin can become your enemy. But I like what this one physician said. He said, our glucose-centric paradigm. Okay? What does he mean by that? Okay? And he's beating the drum. Bum, 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 bum. He wants to tell physicians, hello, wake up. You're missing the boat. You're missing the boat. Cardiologist. And, okay, what is he saying? What he's saying is this. When physicians, and the way they're trained, okay, is they wait for diabetes. They wait for it. And to a physician, generally, their training is, if you're not a diabetic by numbers, then we're not too concerned. Okay? Now, they've sort of invented a pre-diabetic thing. I don't like pre-diabetes per se, because I used to tell my patients all the time, you're a diabetic. Oh, doc, no, I'm not. No, my doctor said I'm not. I said, no, you're a diabetic. Because what I was doing, I was measuring insulin resistance. Diabetes, sugar being elevated in your blood is the last thing that happens. It's not the first thing that happens. It's the last thing that happens. Right? And have I been consistent about that? Yeah. We call sugar, blood sugar. You know, it was funny because if you look at, go Google 7 vital signs. Okay? From your blood pressure to your pulse, your respiration rate, blah, blah, blah. One of them is blood glucose levels. It's in medicine, I don't think it used to be, but they sort of include it as a vital sign. Okay, blood glucose. Folks, diabetes, elevated blood sugar is the last thing to happen. We've been saying this for, it seems like a century. It hasn't been that long. It's been long enough, though. We've been talking about blood sugar being a lagging indicator. If you understand how your body works, you'll get this part, okay? Okay? Your body is smarter than all of medicine. Your body. Your body knows what to do. Okay? What do I mean by that? Well, medicine, nutritionists, gurus, you name them, dietitians, whatever. What is their theme? Moderation. In food, moderation. You need all food groups and in moderation. Okay? And that's been going on for 50 years, more. Moderation. Okay? But your body is smarter than that. Your body, you're fearfully, wonderfully made, is dedicated. Listen, Linda. Your body is dedicated to controlling blood sugar. Your body's dedicated to it. Your body understands that sugar is so toxic, it can't park in your bloodstream. Now, you know the analogies I like to use, right? Insulin is a traffic cop. And when it sees sugar in the bloodstream, you know what it does? You can't park there. That's what insulin does. You guys know this. Insulin is a hormone that is primarily concerned with getting sugar out of your bloodstream. You don't think your body's not smart? Your body knows that sugar is extremely toxic. Ask a dentist, is sugar hard on your teeth? Oh yeah, you can get cavities from sugar for sure. Well, what have I always been saying? Yeah, sugar anywhere. Sugar in the morning. Oh, I'm not supposed to sing. It is destructive. The most destructive thing about sugar left in your bloodstream is what? It will destroy blood vessels. Why are cardiologists the ones who have been awakened, the ones who have bothered to do their own studies on nutrition? Remember, cardiologists go to school post-secondary for about 11 years. I mean, they're not dummies. They're very smart. Okay? But there's a difference between being smart and being wise. Okay? They're smart. But I don't know how many newsletters we've written. I don't know how many podcasts that I've done over the years that have talked about cardiologists have got it wrong. They're looking for love in all the wrong places. They've emphasized the wrong thing. They have been looking at cholesterol for the last 50 years as being the boogeyman. And they blame cholesterol, they blame salt, they blame, fat in butter and cheese and eggs, and they blamed all that for heart disease. You better not eat bacon. You're better off to have fiber in the morning. What has having a big poo got to do with your heart? Oh yeah, but it collects. See, if you eat a lot of fiber, it collects that cholesterol in your gut and it gets rid of it. Ooh, guys. But some cardiologists are cluing in now. They're cluing in. And this one guy says, I loved it. This is a drum I beat louder and louder and louder. He said, boom, a boom, a boom. Cardiologists, wake up. Wake up. How many lives? Let me quote the other cardiologist. Sorry. Who knows how many lives would have been saved if physicians would embrace insulin resistance? You see, guys, food is the key to heart disease, but it's not what the world says. The world says cholesterol, bad. Okay, I'm going to show you again, okay? See this 1 pound of fat? Okay? I always have to say it because if you're listening on a podcast later, you're not seeing this live. But what I'm showing is 1 pound of fat, okay? Now, if you stick this 1 pound of fat in the face of a physician, generally, they see this 1 pound of fat as, oh, boy, that sure looks like cholesterol to me. And they equate the two. It's automatic with them. If you eat fat, you're going to make fat in your body. See? That's their equation. What they don't realize, because they haven't been taught, is when you eat sugar, that turns to fat in your body. Nutrition 101. You can eat 100 eggs in a day. That's not turning to fat in your body. It's turning to oil in your body. You guys know that. But now the cardiologists, a few of them at least, are starting to wake up. And they're going, okay, now let's get back to insulin. Okay? Let's get back to insulin. Because these are really important. And it has everything to do with food. When we eat sugar, crappy carbohydrates, you need a lot of insulin. Take out your 4 to 5 liters of blood. Okay? Take it out of your body. you'll be lucky to get a half a teaspoon of sugar in there. An hour after you ate 20 donuts. What? I just had 20 donuts, Doc. How long ago? About an hour ago? 2 hours ago? Okay, let's take your blood sugar. Guys, don't do it, okay? But the experiments have been done, okay? Don't go eat 20 donuts. Don't do that. Isn't it funny when research, when they want to fatten up a rat or a mouse for experiments, they give them a donut. It's called rat chow. So whenever you see a donut, it's a perfect combination of carbs, okay, sugars, and fat. And the bad fat. Okay? That's what it is. That's what a donut is. I didn't say it didn't taste good. Oh, Dr. Martin, I had a muffin and it was carrot. I don't care. You just put 8 teaspoons of sugar in your bloodstream. But, listen, your body is dedicated. Your body is dedicated to controlling blood sugar. So, okay? And what they do is wrong too, by the way. I'm not against blood tests. I'm not. I tell you to send your blood test in to me. Okay? Because I'm looking for certain things. One of the things I look at more than anything else is insulin resistance. Okay? Insulin resistance happens way before someone becomes a diabetic. Why? Because the body is dedicated to, it knows sugar's not good for you at all. Your body knows more than we do. And your body goes, nope, we're going to keep that sugar right out of there. So what insulin does, it's a traffic cop. It says, hey, you, sugar, come here. Blows the whistle. Hey, you're parking in our no parking zone. Get out of the blood. You can't stay here. You just had 20 donuts. Now insulin goes crazy. Crazy. Because it's all these cars parking in the wrong parking spot. Out, get out of here. That's what insulin does. Isn't it wonderful that you have a friend like insulin? It saves your life. You know why? Because insulin knows that sugar left unattended in your bloodstream will start damaging your blood vessels. Thus, cardiologists who are cluing in, they're rare, but the ones that are, understand the importance of insulin and insulin resistance. Now, okay? Now, listen to what this cardiologist said, one of them. The one that said, this is a drum that I want to beat louder and louder and louder. I'm trying to get the attention of my profession. And then he says this, I like it because he's thinking the right way. He says this, 80% of mortality 80% of mortality in a diabetic is what? 80% of the diabetics die from heart disease and stroke. 80%. The other ones die of cancer. Some by infection because they can get sepsis when they have no circulation. But at the end of the day, what happened? What happened? What happens to a diabetic? Why do they lose their eyesight? Why do they lose their kidneys? Why do they have so much heart problems? Why are they more susceptible to Alzheimer's than any other group of people? Any other group. It's not even close. Sugar, honey, honey. It's sugar. Diabetes used to be called sugar diabetes until the geniuses, the powers to be, they didn't like that. The food industry combined with the big pharma. And they don't want sugar diabetes to be sugar diabetes. They call it type 2, adult onset. I watched them change the name. You got to remember my story. My father was a diabetic. Okay? 1968. He comes home from the office. He announces to the family he's a diabetic. His life changed that moment. My dad, no more. I said, Dad, how come you're not eating any dessert or sugars and this is 1968. Okay, what did I know? I was in high school. I didn't know anything. My dad goes, well, I got sugar diabetes. Oh, okay. What's that mean, Dad? It means I can't have sugar. And then I get to school. True story. I took 2,000 hours of nutrition. And they were telling me moderation. But I knew better. I watched my dad. Son, I can't have sugar anymore. My dad ate steak 6 nights a week and roast beef on the 7th. And I ain't kidding you. I got trained. My dad. It's called sugar diabetes, son. Okay. Well, you see, they don't do that anymore. You want to see diabetics today? You know what they'll do? They carry around a chocolate bar. They should carry around a piece of cheese. Oh, yeah, but you see, they got to take insulin to lower their blood sugars, and then sometimes it gets too low. And they take a chocolate bar. And they eat a chocolate bar. That gives me a headache. It's like with an alcoholic. Well, I know what to do. Have another drink. Diabetics are carboholics. They have an allergy to sugar. No exceptions. But way before that, they start having trouble with insulin. Okay? Now, this might be 2 parts because I'm too excited. Way before their blood sugar gets out of control. And by the way, every physician, in my opinion, and I'm right, Every physician in their office. You don't even get to sit down. They ought to be doing a urine test. You know what? Pee in a cup before I talk to you. Because I'll tell you why. One of the things that happens way before your blood sugar goes up is you're peeing out sugar in your urine. See, you know what? In my office, I'm telling you, I didn't even care what your blood sugar was. They tried to make me care. My patient, doc, I remember a lady come out. She had a 20-page, the more she opened it, it was folded, and it was 20 pages of her blood sugar readings. Every day, 5 times a day. And she wanted me to read it. I said, you can put it away. And she's looking at me like, well, I don't need to read your blood sugar. I already took your urine. Okay? And that you got sugar in your urine. You're in trouble. Okay. So that was part 1. Okay? No, but we're going to look at, okay, in part 2, the physiology of heart disease. We'll look at it. Okay? What has insulin got to do with that? We're going to look at that. I just don't want to take up all of your day. And guys, when I read articles like this, I said, there's hope. There's hope. Some people are getting it. They get it. And finally, you get some cardiologists looking at prevention, rather than detection. And they don't go to work until they detect diabetes. Well, not like I said, you've had a 10-year path. A 10-year path. I think we ought to write a book about that, shouldn't we? The long path towards disease. It's a long path. And your body gives you clues along the way. And I hate to say it, most doctors are not listening to those clues. So they wait till you get sick. And when you get sick, they go into action. And that's all right. I mean, you know what I mean? If you get hit by a bus, don't call me, okay? I can't help you. You need the emergency department. You know what I mean? And medicine is good at emergency medicine. But they're not good at prevention because they don't know anything about it. But some are coming. They're joining the crew. Okay? That knows. Let's prevent. Okay. Tomorrow we'll talk about the pathophysiology involved in heart disease. The pathophysiology. How do you like that? But you know me. I'm going to make it simple because I'm a simple guy. You complicate things for me, and I go, no, that's too complicated. I don't understand that. Break it down. I need to see it broken down. Okay. Guys, I'm breathing. I'm glad I don't wear one of those watches, that tell you how many, that tells you to breathe. Okay. Guys, we love you dearly, okay? And I mean that. You guys are special. Thanks for my audience. I love you dearly, dearly, dearly. And we get a lot of feedback, and don't be shy. Give us feedback, okay? We appreciate it, okay? We do. And we're not that far out from, imagine yesterday we had to do question and answer Friday on Monday because we had so many questions. I don't know if we had that many questions or it was me pontificating, going down rabbit trails and not coming back. That's me, guys. I'm sorry. It's the way I'm built, I think. Okay. We love you guys. We'll talk to you soon.